Imagine you treat yourself to a beautiful, high-quality new rug for your living room. Initially, you're thrilled, but then you start to notice how your old, slightly worn couch now clashes with this elegant rug. Suddenly, the couch doesn't feel good enough anymore. This leads to the desire for a new, more expensive couch that complements the rug. And then, perhaps the coffee table looks outdated next to the new couch, and so on. One seemingly small upgrade triggers a cascade of desires for other new items, often spiraling into a cycle of continuous consumption and dissatisfaction, never truly feeling content. This is known as the Diderot effect. It is a phenomenon where acquiring a new possession leads to a spiral of consumption, prompting the purchase of more items to match or complement the new purchase, essentially creating a chain reaction of buying. How can we break free from these destructive patterns? Welcome back to the channel. In a world constantly bombarding us with images of luxury and success defined by what we own, today we're going to explore a seemingly counterintuitive idea: why choosing to look poor? Not in the sense of being destitute, but in consciously opting for a modest lifestyle. This can actually be a powerful and strategic move towards true wealth and fulfillment. We'll delve into how this approach simplifies your life, saves you money, grants you more freedom, attracts genuine connections, potentially allows you to retire with less, and ultimately helps you appreciate what you already have. Let's get started. First, embracing a simpler lifestyle drastically simplifies your life. It has a positive impact on both your daily routine and overall well-being. When you choose to live with less, you remove unnecessary burdens that complicate life. Fewer belongings mean less to clean, less to organize, and less to maintain. Instead of constantly chasing the latest trends or feeling pressured to upgrade, you shift your focus away from material possessions and toward experiences, relationships, and personal growth. This shift doesn't just declutter your home, it declutters your mind. The mental load of managing an excess of belongings, making constant purchasing decisions, and keeping up with societal expectations can be exhausting. By letting go of these pressures, you create space for clarity, creativity, and deeper fulfillment. Without the endless desire for more, you start to appreciate what you already have, leading to a greater sense of gratitude and peace. Moreover, simplifying your life breaks the cycle of perpetual dissatisfaction. Modern consumer culture thrives on making us feel like we're always missing something, whether it's the newest gadget, the latest fashion, or an upgraded version of what we already own. But by consciously choosing simplicity, you step away from this never-ending pursuit and find contentment in the present. You begin to redefine success and happiness on your own terms, focusing on what truly enriches your life rather than what society dictates you should own. A simpler lifestyle isn't about deprivation, it's about liberation. It allows you to reclaim your time, energy, and mental space for what truly matters: your passions, your relationships, and your well-being. Do you find this helpful? Share the knowledge with family, friends, and colleagues. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more such useful information. Secondly, and perhaps most obviously, looking poor and living modestly is simply cheaper. When you're not driven by the need to impress others or keep up with perceived social standards, you're far less likely to make impulse buys or spend money on unnecessary luxury items. Your spending becomes more intentional, focused on fulfilling purchases that genuinely add value to your life, rather than fleeting pleasures or items bought purely to show off to others. Think about the cumulative effect of avoiding those status-driven purchases: the expensive car payment, the designer handbag, the latest phone upgrade every year. That money can be redirected towards building assets, paying off debt, or investing in experiences that create lasting memories, ultimately leading to greater financial security. Power number 3 of looking poor is regaining your freedom. Chasing material possessions can also lead to a significant loss of freedom of choice, essentially putting you in survival mode. The pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle often necessitates a high income, potentially trapping you in a job you dislike simply because it funds your expensive habits. High interest rates on loans and accumulating debt for things you don't truly need create what are often called golden handcuffs. You feel stuck, unable to pursue your passions, take career risks, or even relocate because your financial obligations tied to your lifestyle dictate your choices. By keeping your expenses low and avoiding unnecessary debt, you regain control over your life. You have the freedom to pursue work you find meaningful, even if it pays less initially. You have the flexibility to adapt to unexpected life changes without the constant fear of financial ruin. Power number 4, genuine connections. Attract right people into your life. Interestingly, choosing a more modest appearance can also profoundly impact your relationships. When you're not constantly displaying wealth, you're far more likely to attract genuine connections. People are drawn to you for your character, your values, and your authentic self, rather than being attracted to you for your perceived wealth or status. These relationships built on genuine connection are often deeper, more meaningful, and more supportive in the long run. You'll know that the people in your life value you for who you are, not for what you own. This fosters a sense of belonging and true connection that material possessions can never provide. Power number 5 of looking poor. Here's a surprising benefit. By living a modest lifestyle now, you may actually be able to retire with less money later. Your retirement needs are directly tied to your ongoing expenses. If you're accustomed to a simple and affordable lifestyle, your required retirement income will be significantly lower than someone who is used to a life of luxury and high consumption. This means you can potentially reach financial independence sooner, have more flexibility in your career choices leading up to retirement, and experience less financial stress in your later years. The key is that your baseline for happiness and contentment isn't tied to extravagant spending. Power number 6 is appreciation for life. Choosing to look poor and live modestly encourages you to be happy with the stuff you already do have. By consciously practicing gratitude for your current possessions and focusing on their utility rather than their status, you actively combat what researchers call the hedonic treadmill. It's the idea that an individual's level of happiness, after rising or falling in response to positive or negative life events, ultimately tends to move back toward where it was prior to these experiences. As people achieve financial goals or acquire material items, their happiness levels might temporarily increase, but they quickly adapt to these changes and return to their baseline level of happiness. This leads to a constant cycle of seeking more as the initial happiness fades. Imagine someone who buys a new car. Initially, they are very happy with the purchase, but over time, they adapt to having the new car and their level of happiness returns to its baseline. This can lead to them seeking a new car or other possessions to feel happy again. Having appreciation for what you have helps you avoid that constant cycle of wanting more and feeling perpetually dissatisfied. You learn to find joy and fulfillment in experiences, relationships, and personal growth, rather than constantly chasing the next material acquisition. This shift in mindset is crucial for long-term happiness and financial well-being. So, as you can see, there's a powerful and often overlooked wisdom in choosing a more modest outward appearance and focusing on building true wealth and a rich inner life. It simplifies your life, saves you money, grants you freedom, attracts genuine connections, can help you retire with less, and ultimately fosters greater contentment. Let your financial achievements speak for themselves, rather than succumbing to societal pressures to flaunt wealth. That's the true mark of success. What are your thoughts on this topic? Share your experiences and opinions in the comments below.